The face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow, going up against Edgar Berlanga. It's starting to get heated in their face-offs. They started their media tours, and is looking intense. But at the same time, you guys know where I stand on this fight. I wasn't really, looking forward to it or excited about the announcement, because it's like, does anybody think that Canelo's going to lose this fight? I don't even think it's going to be very competitive, to be honest. I feel like Munguia and Berlanga maybe could have been definitely could have been a more competitive fight, but we're getting Canelo and Berlanga, and Berlanga's saying a lot of crazy stuff, saying stuff like he saw this opportunity in his dreams. Canelo was in his dreams, and people like roasted him and said like pause, stuff like that. And Canelo responded that if somebody's dreaming about me, that's a good thing, stuff. So like it was interesting, very entertaining. These guys are getting funny. Everybody's commenting on boxing social media that ever since Canelo Alvarez learned English, he's been a savage ever since. The trash talk has been out of pocket, and he really likes the new slang, saying stuff like that Edgar Berlanga hits like his son, and really taking shots at Edgar. And Berlanga obviously gonna be a very heavy underdog going into this fight, but it's definitely the time to prove the world wrong, like we always say. But this is just one of those fights I can't really see Berlanga pulling off. I think if anybody would have been able to do it, probably out of Canelo's past opponents that lost to him, would have been Caleb Plant. He fell short, but it is what it is. That comes with the territory in the sport. Anything can happen, and that goes in a positive direction and a negative direction. You could very well pull off a major upset like we saw, Jared Anderson, Martin Bakole, and Isaac Cruz and Rayo Valenzuela, upset fights. But there's also the bad side. You could have been Cruz, you could have been Jared Anderson, but you could have been Valenzuela, you could have been Bakole. So there are a lot of upsets in this game. That's just the way boxing is. People underestimate you, write you off. So Berlanga's going to get the opportunity to showcase what he's really got, and to prove whether or not he belongs on that stage. And he could prove a lot of us wrong who don't think it's going to be a competitive fight. We all wanted to see the David Benavidez fight with Canelo Alvarez, but if that's on the back burner for now, there aren't too many other options for Canelo at 168. I still kind of want to see the Terrence Bud Crawford fight with Canelo Alvarez, just because I think it's going to make a lot of money. But yeah, Berlanga, he's doing all the tough guy stuff. If you guys saw, Caleb Plant also got into it with Edgar Berlanga, because Berlanga was saying stuff like, I'm not going to get knocked out like that guy, and pointed at Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant had choice words for him, standing up in the crowd. And then Canelo was saying stuff like, hey, take it easy, take it easy. He was saying, take it easy, I'm going to take care of him for you, buddy. Calling Caleb Plant his buddy. To think that, years ago they fought each other, and now they're calling each other's, they're called each other's buddy and stuff like that. That's a cool thing to see. You guys punch each other in the face, now you guys are buddies. Cool. That's what's the cool thing about boxing. Everybody says, in basketball, football, baseball, when the game's over, we can be friends. But until then, boxing's different, because you're literally punching each other in the face, beating the crap out of each other. And at the end of the day, these guys can meet after in the center of the ring and shake hands. That they did everything they could, and they have respect for each other. That's one of the beautiful aspects of boxing, that even after beating the crap out of each other, they can meet up and have respect for each other, and bury the hatchet. Any other beef that they had prior to the fight goes out the window. So that'll be the case. We got Berlanga from Puerto Rico versus Canelo. So it's going to be Mexico versus Puerto Rico, that big rivalry in the sport of boxing. So I'm excited to see it. I think all the fans will show out for this one. And maybe, Berlanga can pull off that'd probably be upset of the year if he could beat Canelo, but I don't see it happening. As good as he is, and he's a decent fighter. He's got power, he's exciting, he's a come forward fighter. It's not going to be a boring fight, but it's just not going to be competitive, in my opinion. I think, like Canelo said in the press conference in LA, that there are going to be 8 rounds of punishment, and then he's going to end it whenever he wants to. I think that's honestly the way the fight's going to go. It's just it's an experience thing. It's just, Canelo's been to this moment so many times. You look at all the big names on his resume. He's fought the best fighters in the world. As of recent, I think Caleb Plant was probably one of the better tests that he had to deal with. But he's fought so many big guys. He's fought at 75. He's fought a guy like Floyd Mayweather. He's gotten that tough test from a guy like Triple G, and dealt with that trilogy accordingly. So he's done it all, and I just feel like Edgar Berlanga isn't going to be the guy to dethrone that. I think if anything, it would be a guy like David Benavidez, or maybe a guy like Terrence Crawford in a decision. But you know, that's a little bit more of a reach than the Benavidez fight, because Benavidez is actually a big 175 pounder. He's a solid 175 pounder. So it would be more of a question if whether or not Canelo would be able or willing to go to 75 and fight David there, because if not, you know, then that fight most likely will never happen. And you know, it went from 100 million. Now there are rumors that Canelo wants 200 million to fight David Benavidez, and the whole Turkey Alashek, you know, drama where he wanted, you know, to make Canelo and Benavidez, Canelo and Crawford. That all kind of went out the window recently, because Canelo was saying stuff like, maybe after this fight we can meet, but I'm not really focused on any other fight except for Berlanga. He takes everybody seriously, gives them the right, you know, amount of training, attention, and focuses on them throughout that camp, and focuses on nobody else besides that. You know, after you can say on to the next for Canelo Alvarez, but until he gets his hand raised against Berlanga, you know, he's not gonna talk about it, even though maybe he could, because I really don't think Berlanga has the firepower to beat Canelo. It's just there's not really much special about him. There are many departments where he can outmatch Canelo Alvarez. I don't even know if there's one. If anything, there's youth, but at the same time, it's like it almost works against him, because Canelo's a well-seasoned veteran who's been here before. He's been on this big stage. For Berlanga, this is going to be his first time really in the bright lights, and let's see how he does against the cash cow of the sport. You know, a heavy hitter, a guy that has good defense, doesn't get hit too much, has that high guard. He's going to walk Berlanga down. Berlanga's going to have to, you know, protect that chin and the body. We've seen him hurt. We've seen him hurt in the amateurs and the pros. You know, dropped and really hurt bad. So against arguably one of the hardest hitters at, you know, 168 in the sport of boxing, period, I think this has all the makings to be an exciting performance from Canelo Alvarez, but I think it doesn't get him much credit in the boxing streets, because at the end of the day, like, it's Edgar Berlanga, it's not Benavidez at 168. I've always said that the big reason why, you know, it's different between Terrence Crawford not fighting Boots and Berlanga and Canelo not fighting Benavidez, it's different because at the time, Terrence Crawford had already fought the big name at 47. That was Errol Spence. For David Benavidez and Canelo, they were right there for each other at 68, and that was the time to make the fight happen. But Canelo wasn't interested. He priced himself out. So now he has to wait and, you know, see if he's willing to fight David on another occasion in the future. But as of now, you know, we're seeing the press tour for Canelo and Berlanga. It's getting interesting, but at the same time, like, no matter what these guys say in the press conferences, in these interviews for the media, I don't see Canelo losing this fight. I don't see this fight being very competitive. I just don't think Berlanga has anything for Canelo that he hasn't seen before. You know, the biggest thing is going to be, you know, the youth and the power. Maybe his gas tank can be better, because Berlanga's always in decent shape, but he's a big fighter. He's a big 68 pounder as well. He hits hard, but I just think Canelo's still better. He's just better. He has the higher IQ. He's been here before. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing, and I don't think, like I said before, Berlanga's going to be the one to dethrone that and derail his plans of ending his career on top. I just don't see Berlanga being that guy, but who knows? Berlanga's able to pull off that upset. You know, it would be a crazy night, you know, if he's able to drop Canelo, but I think it's going to be the opposite. I think that Canelo's going to hurt Berlanga. He's going to play with his food, in my opinion. I think Canelo's just going to read him and take him some rounds, let him get comfortable, and right when he's comfortable, Canelo's going to start, you know, putting the pressure on him when he's feeling confident, and then he's eventually going to feel that power come from Canelo Alvarez, and that's when the problems are going to start. And Canelo's one of the better finishers in the sport of boxing, so I can't imagine that Berlanga would make it out of there unless he only gets hurt in the late rounds. Maybe he escapes, but I just can't see it happening. I got Canelo by stoppage beating Berlanga in probably like the 6th, 7th, or 8th round. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this fight. Are you guys getting hyped about it now? Me, I'm excited about the trash talk. It all sounds good, but I think I know what the fight's gonna look like. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Manabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.